Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Starting a new role-playing game can be pretty intimidating, especially if you're totally new to the game. Genshin Impact is one of the most popular live service RPGs right now that continues to receive fresh updates every few months and only seems to be growing. To help you get started, I've put together a complete beginner's guide to Genshin Impact that will help you understand the basics, including how it works, how it plays, and what you can do to make your first steps into the world of Teyvat a smooth experience. So without any further ado, let's hop right in. Upon starting the game, you need to pick between one of the two travelers and give them a name. But do remember, you can change the name anytime, but you can't change the traveler after you pick one, so choose wisely. After the cutscene, you will be introduced to Paimon and she will tell you how things work on Teyvat. You can find teleport waypoints throughout the world of Teyvat. Make sure to unlock them when you see any. It will help you travel point A to point B quickly. As you walk around, you'll notice sparkling environmental items just about everywhere. You have an inventory limit of 2,000, so just pick up everything you can. Flowers, food ingredients, and other items that might seem useless will be useful down the line to craft into various foods and power-ups for your characters. After reaching the Statue of the Seven and gaining your elemental energy, you have to fight with some slimes. Each character has a normal attack, a charged attack, an elemental skill, and elemental burst. There are a total of 7 elements in this game: Anemo, Geo, Electro, Dendro, Hydro, Pyro and Cryo. Each character have their own element, but the Traveler is the exception. Traveler can switch their elemental energy by interacting with the Statue of the Seven. But the Traveler is not the only character you will able to play as in Genshin Impact. After defeating them, head towards the navigated point at your minimap. If the navigation point is not in your minimap, then go to quest icon on the left side of the screen. Select the quest and press navigate. Now you can see the point in your minimap. You can also press V from your keyboard to navigate the location. After proceeding with the story, you will get your first Pyro Bow user, Amber. One of the main features of this game is the ability to form a party of 4 characters and swap between the characters to perform different types of elemental combo attacks. Each character also wields a weapon like a sword, claymore, polearm, bow, and catalyst. Follow the navigated point again and you will see a girl near a bonfire. Talk to her and she will tell you how to cook in this game. Cooking is one of the most important skills a player can utilize in Genshin Impact. Enemies can pack quite a punch, and players will need a lot of cooked food on hand if they want to stand a chance against the brutal nature of Teyvat. Luckily, cooking food is quite simple and can be mastered in no time at all. When you first learn a new dish, you must become proficient in making that dish by manually cooking it perfectly a certain amount of times before being able to auto-cook the dish. Manually cooking requires the player to stop the cooking timer when the indicator is in the correct position. The location the indicator is stopped at affects the potency of the dish cooked. The orange section will result in a delicious dish that gives the maximum food effect and increases proficiency. The yellow section will result in a regular dish that gives an average effect. The gray section will result in a suspicious dish that gives the lowest possible food effect. Once an item is cooked perfectly enough times, proficiency will max out and auto-cook will be unlocked for that dish, which allows up to 99 of a single type of food to be cooked at once. Auto-cook cannot be cancelled and will always produce a delicious version of that item. Manual cooking will still remain available even if proficiency is maxed out. You can find all food recipes at the shops. After entering Mondstadt, meet with Amber at the navigated point and she will give you the Wind Glider. Gliding is a movement ability that allows the player to freely glide through the air while consuming stamina. To initiate gliding, press jump button or spacebar from your keyboard on midair to open your Wind Glider. Go forward by pressing W, also you can turn right and left. To cancel gliding, press the jump button again or initiate a plunged attack to slam down to the ground. Like climbing and swimming, the player cannot perform combat actions while gliding, with exceptions. Head towards Amber and then you have to fight with the dragon. Simply press the attack button to shoot the wind bullets. After the cutscene, head towards the navigated point again and enter through the door. From there, you can see few things will unlocked. Let's talk one by one. First, let's talk about Adventure Rank or AR. Adventure Rank is a player account progression system in Genshin Impact that is raised through adventure experience. This can be gained by unlocking teleport waypoints and the Statue of the Sevens located across the map, opening treasure chests, as well as completing quests and daily commissions. Once you have gathered sufficient adventure EXP, your rank will increase. After reaching a rank, you will get some rewards. To receive your Adventure Rank rewards, go to the Adventurers Guild booth and talk to Catherine. Choose Claim Adventure Rank Rewards and receive the rewards on the levels that you have reached. Now the most crucial part, the wish system. But first you have to check your in-game mail. Go to Paimon menu and select the mail icon. You will see some rewards there. Select Claim All. Press the star icon on the top right corner. The game has 3 different wish banners: Character Event Wish, Weapon Event Wish and Standard Wish. Character Event Wish is a time-limited character wish banner where the developer runs a specific character for a limited amount of time. After the banner expires, players can no longer acquire the featured character until the developer brings it back in a rerun. The same goes for the Weapon Event Wish banner. Once the specific Weapon Event Wish expires, players have to wait for another rerun to obtain the featured weapon. On the other hand, the Standard Wish banner hosts the standard pool of characters and weapons that players can obtain at any time. This banner is not time-limited unlike the other two. The Beginner's Wish is a novice wish that has no time limit and is aimed at travelers who have recently landed in Teyvat, serving as the introduction to the wish system. The Beginner's Wish expires automatically after amounting to a total of 20 wishes, after which the wish will disappear permanently. To pull characters or weapons you need fates. There are 2 types of fates in this game, Intertwined Fate and Acquaint Fate. Wishes are the gacha system in Genshin Impact. With Intertwined Fate, you can pull for limited time characters and weapon banners. And with Acquaint Fate, you can pull for Standard and Beginner's banner. Also, there are 2 types of currencies in this game, Primogems and Genesis Crystals. Primogem is the single most important currency in the game. Their main purpose is to purchase fates from the shop. You can buy Acquaint and Intertwined Fates for 160 Primogems per fate. Primogem is both a premium and a quest reward currency, which means that you can obtain them either with real money or by playing the game and completing quests, opening chests, etc. Genesis Crystals is Genshin Impact's premium currency. You can obtain them only by purchasing them with real-world money. The first time you buy Genesis Crystals you will get double the amount as a reward. Genesis Crystals have no other purpose but to spend them on character skins and Primogems, where 1 Genesis Crystals equal 1 Primogem. Stardust is a currency used to purchase rare resources from the Paimon's bargains shop. Stardust is acquired by making wishes. Each 3-star pull on any wish banner will reward you with 15 Stardust. Exchange Stardust for valuable items like purchase up to 5 Acquaint or Intertwined Fates per month, Ascension materials and more. Like Stardust, Starglitter is also acquired by making wishes, but it has a higher value, and therefore it is harder to get. You earn Starglitter if the characters or weapons you got from wishes were 4 or 5 star. The Starglitter currency is used to trade for fate currency. Every 5 Starglitter you have can be changed for a fate. Unlike Stardust, there is no limit to how many fate you can buy since Starglitter is a much rarer currency. Besides fate, you can spend Starglitter on characters, weapons, and materials of a higher rarity. Only 4-star items are offered when purchasing with Starglitter, and half of the shop is limited to having an adventure rank of 35. So it's recommended, if you have enough Primo Gems for a single pull or 10 pulls, then don't waste them on Standard Banner or Beginner's Banner. You can get 5 Acquaint Fate by completing the Battle Pass missions, 5 from Paimon shop every month and 3 from leveling up the characters. Now let's talk about Genshin Impact Pity system. Pity is a term coined by the gacha community describing how many pulls or wishes it will take to guarantee a major character. In Genshin Impact, this refers to the amount of pulls needed to guarantee a 5-star character. On the limited banners, you are guaranteed a 5-star on your 90th pull if you do not get one within 90 pulls. This is called hard pity, but if you get a 5-star character within 70 to 80 pulls, that's called soft pity. Once you get a 5-star character, this 90-wish timer is reset. Furthermore, there is a 50% chance that you will receive the limited 5-star character on the limited banner. The other 50% chance goes to the standard banner's 5-star characters in the game. That means you can also get the 5-star character of standard banner if you lose 50-50. If you lose the 50-50 and get the standard banner 5-star character, you are guaranteed to get the featured character on your next 5-star wish. Essentially, if you really want a specific character, it will take up to 180 wishes to guarantee that you get them. For limited weapon banners, the pity system is slightly different. Since each weapon banner has 2 featured weapons, the pity system is different and much more unforgiving than the character banner. Firstly, the amount of wishes for a guaranteed 5-star weapon is 80 wishes, so slightly less than that of a character. Also, instead of a 50-50 like it is for characters, you have a 75% chance of getting a featured weapon. If you get a non-featured weapon, then the next will be guaranteed just like the character banner. In the character banner, you know that it will take a max of 180 wishes in order to get the featured character you want. However, the issue with weapon banners is that there are two featured weapons. Oftentimes, there will be one weapon that is great, and one weapon that is not as recommended. This makes it much more of a gamble when wishing on the weapon banner. The epitomized path is the pity system for the weapon banner, where you can choose which weapon you want to build pity for. Unlike the character banner, you will need to miss the weapon twice in order to guarantee that your next 5-star wish is the weapon you want. This means that it will take up to 240 wishes in order to guarantee the weapon you want. Furthermore, weapon banners pity system does not carry over to future weapon banners. In Genshin Impact, original resin is a resource used to receive drops from a variety of bosses, domains and challenges. These drops are crucial to progression, as they can include character ascension materials, talent materials, artifacts and more. You won't receive these drops instantly after defeating the boss. The game will ask you to pay resin first. You can only hold a maximum of 160 original resin at any time, and it regenerates at a rate of 1 resin per 8 minutes. This means that to fully regenerate your resin, it will take just over 21 hours. Thankfully, the game includes a few ways to restore resin without waiting: fragile resin, transient resin and also primogems. But do remember, when you start the game, try to use only original resins. Save the fragile resin for future use. And also do not use primo gems in exchange for original resins. Now let's move on to character ascension and artifacts. When you have a handful of characters, then it's time to test them out. Figure out what sort of characters you work best with, what your favorite elements is, what your favorite weapon type is, or play those characters because you like their design. But before that, you need to ascend the characters. You can ascend characters by going to the character selection menu and pressing the ascend button. So long as Ascension is available, the button should show. If you don't have the specific Ascension materials, then just click on it and navigate the boss who drops those materials. To ascend characters you need to reach a certain adventure rank. Take note that, even if you obtained all needed materials, without reaching the needed adventure rank, you cannot ascend your character. But try to build 2 main damage dealers at the earliest stage, as there are 4 playable characters in each team. For the last 2 spot you can pick a healer and a shielder. Also don't forget to level up your weapons. To deal a big amount of damage, you need some artifacts. Artifacts are equipable items that give individual characters an increase to 1 specific stat and up to 4 bonus stats. These can include HP, attack or attack percentage, defense or defense percentage, energy recharge, element mastery, crit rate and crit damage. Similar to weapons, artifacts are separated by rarity, going from 1 star to 5 stars. Artifacts can also be leveled up, which will increase the artifact's main stat and either add an additional secondary stat or increase one of the current secondary stats. All artifacts are also part of specific sets that offer bonus stats if you equip either 2 or 4 artifacts in the same set. There are 5 artifact types: flower, plume, sands, goblet and circlet. The flowers always have HP as their main stat and the plumes always have attack. The rest of the artifacts can drop with different main stats. Def is a measure of how much incoming damage to a character or enemy is reduced. The higher the defense, the less damage is taken from attacks. Elemental Mastery increases the damage of elemental reactions like Vaporize and Swirl and damage absorption bonus of shields caused by Crystallize on a percentage scale. Energy is the resource used to execute elemental burst attacks. The amount of energy required for elemental bursts varies from character to character, and can be checked in-game via the Skill Attributes section of the character's Talents menu. Energy is recharged by picking up elemental particles in elemental orbs. Additionally, basic attacks recharge energy at a small rate, while some artifacts and weapons can also regenerate energy directly when their activation conditions are met. Now the crit rate and crit damage. Crit rate measures how often you can deal crit hits. Higher percentages means a higher chance of your attacks becoming critical hits, and crit damage measures how much bonus damage you deal when you get a crit hit. Higher percentages means more bonus damage output. Suppose crit rate as a glass and crit damage as water. The bigger the glass, the more water you can pour. But if the glass is small, then you can't pour that much water. If you try to pour, then it will spill. Same goes with the crit rate and crit damage. If you want to deal some big amount of damage, then you need to adjust the crit rate and crit damage perfectly. My recommended ratio of crit rate and crit damage is 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, with crit damage being double or triple of the crit rate. For example, if your crit rate is 60%, your crit damage should be at least 120% or more. Try to aim for at least 50% crit rate when building characters, so everyone has a decent chance to deal critical hits. The characters that benefit the most from crit rate and crit damage will be your main damage dealers. They will need these stats to deal more damage per hit. The higher your attack, the better effect your crit rate and crit damage can have. Crit increases the damage multiplier on the initial damage you deal to enemies. This means raising only crit rate or crit damage won't deal high damage if you don't increase your character's attack stat. A healthy build is to find a middle ground between raising crit rate, crit damage and attack, as well as keep in mind the stat that your character's talent scales have. Genshin Impact has set a system that deals with character duplicates, and that is the Constellation system. In simple terms, constellations are duplicate characters you get when you roll banners. So getting another copy of the character contributes to their constellation instead of having the same character in your roster. Obtaining them is as simple as rolling on the banner they're at. Character banners are really good for this kind of stuff, as you have some kind of guarantee that you'll get that character instead of the ones in the standard banner. Make sure you check which characters are at a rate up before you roll. To activate constellations, go to your character's page and click Constellations. You'll find an orb that has an exclamation point on it. Click that and activate the constellation. You can also choose not to activate the constellations by just leaving them alone. A character can have 6 constellations unlocked, of which they'd be called a C6 unit afterward. Every character in Genshin Impact has a range of different talents. These are specific to them and will influence their combat as well as give them other skills and abilities. They can be leveled up in the same way as character levels, weapons, and artifacts. Constellations can also affect them. The majority of characters have 3 combat talents: normal attack, elemental skill, and elemental burst. The normal attack talent will affect normal, charged, and plunging attacks. These are your regular attacks, those which consume stamina, and attacks performed from a height. Using talent level up materials, with their current maximum talent level determined by their Ascension phase, up to level 10. But do remember, as a beginner you don't have to level up all characters. Focus only on 4 characters: your DPS, sub-DPS, shielder and a healer. And finally, for the Overworld Exploration, try to collect Oculus as much as possible. By collecting them you can level up the statue of the 7 and your stamina bar will also increase. Also you will get primo gems and other additional materials. When you are near an Oculus, then you can see a star mark on your minimap. Make sure to collect the Oculus when you see any. Forging is a crafting method where players can use forging ores to craft weapon enhancement materials, which are used to level up weapons. Players can also use billets and forging ores to craft 4-star weapons, treasure compass and many other gadgets. In addition to the required materials, forging an item also takes a certain amount of time and mora to start the process. As players increase their adventure rank, they will automatically unlock additional forge queues which allow you to craft multiple items at the same time. The Adventurer Handbook is presented to players by Catherine during an Adventurer's Guild World quest. The handbook features some separate tabs for players to choose from. It provides many useful features to players, but I will discuss this in detail in the next video. The Spiral Abyss is a special type of domain unlocked at Adventure Rank 20 located in Musk Reef, which can be accessed through the wormhole in the sky at the edge of Cape Oath. The Spiral Abyss consists of 2 main parts: the Abyss Corridor, floors 1 to 8, and the Abyssal Moon Spire, floors 9 to 12. This is where you can really put your teams to the test and grab plenty amount of primo gems, artifacts and many more stuff. There are total of 12 floors of the Abyss. After completing floor 3 and 4 you will also get 2 new 4-star characters. There are many more things to be said about the Spiral Abyss, different types of chests, Oculus, reputations and other stuff, but I will stop there for now to keep it simple for the purposes of this video. That is a quick overview of the beginner's guide. As always, if you found this video helpful and if you want to help me on my content creation journey, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can see my other guides and stuff related to Genshin Impact. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and I see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe, stay awesome.
Oh! Bang! Hiya!